Well, I'm going to give you a little update. So here's the thermostat housing right here. And basically the water pump went out. And this water pump is very hard to get at. So the engine is in the middle of the car. There's no engine up here. All there is a battery and a radiator. Um, the engine is actually in the center. Well, mid-center. Actually a third of the way in. And that's the only place you can get into it. Otherwise you have to go clear underneath. And I just discovered that I cannot take off the water pump without taking oil, not only the oil filter, but the entire oil filter. What the oil filter attaches to is like it's just a part of the engine housing, oil housing of some sort. I have to take it completely apart for the water pump to come out. So I'm so tired and so worn out. It's been over 2 months sleeping in the car, and hungry today, actually. Got some money in the bank, but I need to go down and get some food, and I can't do that with the car broke down. I'm way up the hill. The ocean is clear down there. I had a little bit of grape nuts, but dry, just like 1 cup of grape nuts today. Here's my tools. Get under here and I'll show you what's going on. I don't get out and wash my hands. And on the big island of Hawaii kids and grandkids, little Wayne, you're only 2 years old. Let's see, which way is this supposed to be? So here's it's really weird. That's a water pump there, but it can't get out until I take this off. I have to take that off. And you know what I want to say to my kids, grandkids, when you get in a situation like this, some people cuss, they get upset. You know, it's really frustrating. In my heart, I feel a little bit emotional, like crying, but that's only because I haven't seen my wife in a year, and she has been very unkind. I'm not saying that I have been perfect, but I have just really, really worked at giving her love, singing to her, giving her money every month faithfully, making sure she has food. Sadly, you know, love is blind, and I started thinking, what is she giving me? And you know, I couldn't think of anything. I've thought for days now. I can't think of what she's giving me. She's not contributing to the ministry. She's not doing any. I don't really know what she's doing. And so I wanted to talk about that today. And this last week, I had an explosion in my face. I put this toolbox in the back of the car, and it bumped a fire extinguisher, which exploded into my face, and I couldn't see. Went up my nose and my mouth and my ears. And I was worried that, you know, the poison went in my body and then I would die eventually. I didn't know how long that would be. I didn't really know. I wanted to call her and message her, and it showed that she read it, but she didn't respond. And then I realized the lady I married is not necessarily who I think she is, and I'm afraid to tell my family. I'm afraid to tell my church friends and everybody. This is just what I'm feeling. Maybe I'm overreacting, but it's pretty difficult, you know, when you don't see your wife for a year. Misunderstandings happen. Some of my dearest friends have called and prayed with her today, and my wife did sing me some beautiful songs today, and she's very sweet. Gospel songs, about Jesus. This truck, I should say this, let's see here. This vehicle is up on a jack, and if it fell on me, it would puncture my lungs and kill me. It's just up on a little block over here. I have nobody helping me here. I'm very discouraged, but you know what I'm going to do is when all the things can go wrong, could go wrong, and you really can't talk anymore. My voice, I have a hard time speaking because the stress level has been so intense. I'm in America, but just loneliness, hunger, hardship, vehicles breaking down. It's not hot. That's such a blessing. So I'm going to think of the blessings. It's not too hot. I'm not really starving. I did have grape nuts, so that's something. I had water, so that's a blessing. That's something. I did hear my wife's voice, even though she wasn't kind. That's a blessing to hear her voice. My friend Mike, I haven't seen him in 25 years, he called me. It was nice of him. My son has called me. Thank you, son, I love you. And I had some wonderful chats with my daughter-in-law. I got some beautiful texts from some people and Bible verses. Jan texted me and said she put $50 in the bank. And I know my wife just doesn't understand what I'm going through. I've been working on paperwork, taxes. Today I worked so hard on 2016 taxes, and I don't earn enough to really have to pay, but enough money went through my hands that I need to file, and I need that because that's going to be used for immigration to show them that I'm a responsible American. I pay taxes, I file, whatever, and it'll be proof that of my income so that I can get my wife here. Oh. I don't know what to do. I need a can to drain the oil in, and I don't know where there is a can. I can't find one. I'm getting tired. I'm wearing out. I'm only 47, but when you don't have enough, I could have bought food yesterday. I thought I bought enough, and I just guess I didn't. It just is really expensive. And I figured I'd fix this and go back down today. That's my own fault. So, in moments like these, kids, if you watch this when I'm old and you're young, and well, when you have kids, your old grandpa, when he was younger, this is me, struggling, and you know what I do is I just pray. My teeth just fell out the other day. So I close my eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for the blessings of this day and the beautiful, beautiful weather. It's not raining, and I want to thank you for my wife, and she helps me to develop my character, and you know, I don't mean to say that she's unkind, so that everyone can hear this and see it, and the world can know. I'm trying to be real, you know, Lord. So forgive me. Help people not to think she's not a good person. And she is a great blessing to so many. And forgive me for my shortcomings, for my sins, for the things that I've done that have hurt people. And please help them to understand my motives, and Lord, that I really, really